Hi guys.
Hi,
Hi, Joshua, welcome.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi.
I'm honored to speak to Joshua.
Likewise, I also feel honored to speak with you, Johan, and especially because of all the work you've done dedicating, your time to helping others. My name is Josh. I'm a founding medical director at ROON. I'm also a cardiologist in Boston at Brigham and Women's Hospital. And my journey to ROON started actually with my sister who had ALS while I was in training to become a cardiologist. That sort of changed my entire perspective on doctoring and on the patient perspective. And I started thinking a lot more about what happens to patients when they're at home alone, trying to figure out what's wrong with them and what to do about it. Even as a trained physician, ALS was a totally foreign world to me. And I think in the early parts, I was on Google just as much as my sister was and her family. And you think about what the options are out there. There's some websites, and there's YouTube and Instagram that are rife with misinformation. And so a group of us came together to build something better, not just for ALS, but for any healthcare condition. And for me, and also for our CEO Vikram, ALS is really like the beating heart of where this started. Our CEO Vikram, his father died of ALS. And so we wanted to build an accurate, easy to use guide for anyone going through a serious health condition. And we did that in ALS. We launched that a little over a year ago. And now we're doing it for any serious health condition. And so it's a real pleasure to talk with you guys and to hear about how ROON may have been helpful for people in different parts of the world. So, yeah, and so what ROON does is we kind of handpick from across the country. We have a whole team who finds the best experts in any disease. So we went around mostly the United States, but some international folks, and found, who are the people who've dedicated their lives to things like ALS. And then we build a database of questions for them, and literally thousands of questions, like anything you could imagine about genetics, diagnosis, living with the disease. And then the experts, who include people who have lived experience, who've actually lived through ALS, answer those questions in short form video. And so I think that's how you guys found ROON. And we've seen how you guys, help augment your work with what ROON is doing. And I think it's fantastic.
Can you tell us about the journey to establish ROON and how you built a team of experts in the field of ALS?
So I think there's three co-founders. There's Vikram, Arun, and Rohan. And they all started in the pandemic thinking about this world of healthcare information online, partially based on Arun's experience, Vikram, and Rohan as well. And then, through my work in ALS as well, we all got connected to each other. And this idea that there has to be a better way to do healthcare information. You look at what technology has done for us. You think of Amazon, you think of making home shopping easier, you think of home entertainment, you think of Netflix, and you think of a single source online and a place to find really accurate, in-depth information, and there's really nothing. So that was the seed of what became ROON. And then we have a whole team that identifies, the best experts based on their reputation, their research, their ability to communicate with patients. And then we reach out to them and we say, we have this thing we're building. We'd love for you to help contribute in building it. And most of it is remote, and we have them meet with us, and they answer hundreds and hundreds of questions about the disease, with the idea that, as a ALS doctor, you get to answer these questions. Most of it's like hand-to-hand combat. It's one person at a time in clinic. You see another patient, you're answering the same questions over and over. And so we simply provide a forum for them to say, hey, this is the same question you're getting over and over. Record an answer once and reach people around the world.
When the patient get their diagnosis, there's a lot of stress. So the information that you share, it may also help to reduce the stress from the patients.
Yeah, that is our hope. You know, when I think about ROON, you know, ROON isn't providing a cure for anyone, right? The next drug. That's not our focus. Our entire focus is on making the lived experience of ALS a little bit easier. That's, you know, so much of stress from ALS comes in just not knowing. That's not all the stress, but much of it is like, I don't know what comes next. I don't know what this is. I don't know what to do. And so I would completely agree. That is our hope, is to reduce the stress and make, you know, this crazy disease just a little bit easier to deal with.
Yeah.
That's also my opinion. If we can reduce the stress, we improve the quality of life.
Joshua, what do you think makes ROON unique compared to other platforms targeting ALS patients and their families?
There's a lot of things. You know, it's an app and a website, number one. There are some other websites and apps out there. Everything is in both, you have transcripts and summaries of every video in written format, but you also have the video, so you can look at the experts and feel their compassion, feel their hope. And so it's not just so much of a, you know, reading a kind of drab sentence is different than hearing from a world expert who sees patients every day. It's another level of trust and security in the information. It's also probably the most comprehensive guide to ALS that's ever been assembled, answering thousands of questions. And I think our user experience is also unique. You can search and ask questions. You can navigate by topic. If you don't even know the question you want to ask, you can have this list of related questions. You're like, oh, you asked this question, here are these other questions. So I think there are quite a number of aspects that really make ROON unique.
But what do you think ROON, besides the information that you share, offer to people with ALS and their families? Is it hope or?
I mean, certainly I think, I would never say that ROON itself offers hope. I think the experts on ROON offer hope.
Yeah.
The people ROON is built by people. It's built by the people who come on there and share their experience and share their information. And I think a lot of the people on ROON are extremely inspiring and hopeful. And those people give hope. It's very cool what you guys have done translating and the information. ROON is all in English. And we hope that, you know, we can continue to work on various ways, whether that's in collaboration or through technology, to translate the information to anyone around the world who needs it. It's very cool what you guys have done.